Hi, welcome to Chinese Chess 101. This is me, Vinh. Now, as you can see on the board, this is how a Chinese chess board looks like. Now, let's come over here and see how the individual pieces are placed out. First, starting with the rook. This is the rook, placed in the left corner, followed by the horse, the minister, the advisor, and then the king. The rest is repeated. Now here is the cannon, and here is the pawn. Now let's have an overview of the board again. I'll explain to you how each pieces move. Right here is the river. The objective of the game is for the pieces to get over the river and capture the king, which is protected by the advisors. Now, let's start with the basic movements of the pawn. Here is the pawn. The pawn basically, before it could cross over to the other bridge, it can only move up one time. But once it gets over the bridge, it gets stronger and begins to move left, right, and can capture any enemy that it encounters. That's the pawn. One of the most powerful pieces in the game is also the cannon, known as the cannon. Now the cannon's main movement is similar to the rook. It can move left anywhere it wants and vertical anywhere it wants, vertically. However, the only way for it to capture an enemy is for it to have a medium between it and the enemy, or the opponent. For example, now it has its pawn as its medium. It will jump over its pawn and consume and capture the pawn of the enemy, your opponent. Now say it's here. It has a medium of its own enemy. It can hop over its enemy and consume that of the enemy's rook. The cannon always needs a medium, or whatever between it and its enemy to consume it. That is the cannon. The next one is the rook. The rook can go vertical or horizontal. So anything that is in this way, it can consume. Anything on the side, it can consume. That is the rook. The horse, this is special. Compared to regular chess, very similar to regular chess, it can move in L shape. Up 2 squares, left 1 square. Right? But in Chinese chess, if something is blocking the horse, it cannot move. It cannot do its movement. It has to refer to another piece to make a movement. So let's, for example, go up here. It can go in an L shape and consume or capture the pawn of the enemy. However, if a piece is blocking it, say its own pawn is blocking it from doing the L shape, it cannot move this way. It's limited to, it has to take another path and move in an L shape. That's the horse. The next one is the minister. The minister can only move diagonally 2 squares. 1 square, 2 square, diagonally. And it can only move within its own board. Its main purpose is to protect the king's lair, which is here. The next following up is the advisors. The advisors can only move diagonally within the king's lair. As you can see these lines, it can only move within these lines. So anything that comes and attacks it, it can protect the king by putting up a defense, whatever position it wants. Okay? And the king's only basic movement, next on is the king, or the general. It can move up, left, right, down, left, up, anywhere within the lair. And that is the basic movements of Chinese chess. Now your objective of the game is to get over the bridge. And there are many strategies, but that will be for another class. Thank you very much. You're tuning in to Vinh Chinese Chess 101. Thank you very much.